What's going on, guys? Tom down here at Ultra Football, and I'm beyond excited for today's video because we're talking about something we don't talk about enough, and that is footballs. I have the football from each of the three big brands for coming up competitions in the next season, and we're going to be putting them through their paces. It's going to involve some fun tests and, of course, a lot of shooting, and who doesn't love that? Oh, I think that's one of the best goals I've ever scored. So what three footballs are we talking about today? Well, they're all footballs for the upcoming 21-22 seasons in their respective competitions. Now from Puma we have the La Liga ball, Nike we have the Premier League, and then from Adidas of course the Champions League ball. But let's talk about the designs. Starting with the Puma Accelerate La Liga match ball. Now design wise, it's pretty standard from Puma and La Liga. It's pretty cool. It's got some subtle detailing on these panels as well as this bright orange, yellow and red design. I don't mind it at all, but I think some of these other balls are going to be beating it for sure. When you're talking designs, it doesn't get more outrageous than the Nike Flight Premier League ball. I'm very interested to see what it looks like on pitch and also flying through the air off my foot, but it's a design that's starting to slowly grow on me. I think I actually like this one. If you want to talk an iconic design, you can't go past the stars of the Champions League balls. The packaging always is sensational as well, but there is something about the stars. This might be my favorite out of the three, but for now it's time to talk about the texture of the balls in hand. Time to talk about the texture of the ball now, and in hand this is one of the first things you notice, but you do also notice it off your foot and also as it's flying through the air. So the smoothest texture of all the balls is definitely the Puma La Liga ball. It's still got bubbles, it's still got texture to the outside of the ball, but it's definitely the smoothest. Closely followed by actually the Champions League ball. Now the coolest feature about the Champions League ball texture for me is the fact that that is stars as well. I think it is a very cool nod, and design wise it makes it look very sick. Now the most texture is the Nike Aerosculpt technology on the Nike Flight ball. This has got massive grooves throughout it, and the amount of research and time they put into creating this design on a football was ridiculous. They had something crazy like 80 something prototypes before they launched this ball, so theoretically this should fly the smoothest in the air out of all three. We've talked about the design and the texture of the ball, but we haven't looked at the structure and the panel makeup yet. So La Liga ball, this is made up of 8 panels, and these panels are almost triangular in shape. It's as if you've got a normal 32 panel ball, but the middle panel on 8 of those have been connected. It's a pretty cool looking design, not gonna lie. And then we've moved to the Nike Flight Premier League ball, and this is only made up of 4 panels, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. It also helps durability. It removes the risk of panels coming unstuck or being pulled apart. And as for Champions League, it is the traditional 32 panel design of a football. Only difference, of course, is there's stars and triangles used. Now, a cool feature that the Champions League ball has changed in recent years, the stars now overlap rather than meeting point to point. And this again is to help with durability. It's a very cool feature and a very cool looking ball. But I'm getting a little bit too excited having these in hand. I think it is time to kick some of these and really test them out. Before I can start shooting, of course, I gotta have some boots on my feet, and I think these boots are so good looking, they need a special mention. It is the Audacious Pack from Nike, made for the Olympics, and I've chosen to go with the Vapor 14s. I've done this because they're super thin on the upper, so it'll give me a really barefoot feel for when I'm striking the ball. So it should give me even better feeling to let you guys know how these balls feel to strike, but also just take a look at these boots. I think they're such a beautiful colorway. As always, you can get them from Ultra Football. Jump online, check them out, along with all the balls, of course. But for now, let's get these on feet, and then let's get kicking. Time for the fun stuff, and it is shooting. Now, to start with, I'm going to be using my weak foot, and we're just going to be trying to whip these balls into that top right corner. Now, I'm going to be looking at a couple of things. I'm going to be looking at how they look in the air when they're rotating, but also how they feel striking off my feet, what I feel like I get the most grip on, all that sort of stuff. So let's get to shooting. First ball to get the honors is this ball right here, the La Liga Puma Accelerate. Let's see how it goes, whipping it into that top right corner. Woo! Not bad. Oh. Woo. Alrighty, a bit of pressure then. This is gonna be my last whip shot with the Puma Accelerate. Let's see how we go. Oh. Hey, look, that's not a bad way to finish. Let's move on to some of the other balls. Not the easiest of acts to follow that one, but if any ball can do it, the Nike Flight can. And the thing I'm most excited for is seeing the spin in the air. I reckon it could look pretty cool but let's chuck some in the top bins. Not a bad start. Whoa, it's actually crazy how different this is feeling to the Puma ball. Woo. Wow, that flies, that ball flies. So we've hit the target with the Premier League Nike Flight ball. It's probably time to change balls, but I want one more shot with this. I think it deserves it. Oh, and that's why, what a ball. All right, Champions League ball now. Final ball for the whip challenge now. So Champions League ball, it's almost too shiny, I don't even want to kick it, but it has the most texture on the outside of it. So I've got a feeling this might actually generate the most whip. Oh, that almost came around. Wow. Oh, stop it. Okay, that's the whip challenge done. First impressions now after one round of whipped shooting, and it is kind of as expected with each of the balls. Puma ball, probably the most traditional feeling. I was actually able to get the most consistency with this ball, but probably the least amount of whip. I think that's down to the texture of the upper. I wasn't really able to generate that much whip on it. Interested to see how this goes in knuckleballs, because traditionally the smoothest balls do well for knuckleballs. Moving on now to the Nike. This ball probably felt the sweetest off the foot. It has the right combination of padding, firmness, the weight of it as well, and it flew pretty true. I think this one probably had the most zing off my foot when I was striking it, but the ball with the most whip was the Champions League ball. And I think this comes down to the texture of the stars on the upper. They are so aggressive, they really grip to your foot. So when you whip your foot around the ball, you get a lot of spin generated on this. But now it is time for knuckleballs, and I tell you what, I'm excited for this, and I have a little secret weapon with me as well. Those of you with good eyesight will probably have guessed this already, but this is what I have been hiding. I have a Jabulani here for the knuckleball section of this video. This is best known for 2010 World Cup, wreaking havoc, goalkeeper's worst nightmare. If you hit this right, it moves like nothing else. So this is going to set the pace for what a knuckleball should look like. I'm so excited to hit it. Let's get into it. Oh, but this thing moves like crazy. Oh, oh, wow. I'm having too much fun with the Jabulani. I need to remember this isn't the video. It's about the modern day footballs and how they knuckle. So this is my last one. I'm giving myself one more shot. No more after this. Oh, that would have been ridiculous. Wow, okay, modern football time now. First of the modern day footballs for the knuckle now, and we're starting with the Puma La Liga ball. This is the most sort of smooth ball, so it could possibly move the most in the air as well. Has a bit of padding to it, so I'm not sure how it'll go. I'm very interested for this one. Let's go. Oh, that would have been a sensational start for the Puma ball. Drop. Oh. Oh, I thought that was it. I tell you what, the Puma ball is growing on me. I don't mind it too much, but it's time to move on. We're on to the Nike ball now. Let's see how it goes. Nike Flight ball now, and I'm a little bit apprehensive. I don't know how much I'll be able to make this knuckle, because it is literally designed to fly straight in the air. That is what the grooves are designed to do. However, off your foot, this feels amazing to strike. So we'll see how we go. Let's get into it. Oh, I think that's one of the best goals I've ever scored. That was an arrow. The thing is, it didn't knuckle that much. I think that's because of the design of the Nike Flight, but that flew bins. I am happy with that. So I've scored a banger with the Nike Flight, but it still didn't knuckle enough for me. My expectations are high after shooting the Jabulani. I'm gonna give myself one more shot with it, see what I can do. Got to finish on a good one. Oh, so that was dead and it moved a lot more. Unfortunately not inside the target, but we've got one more ball left to test. Adidas Champions League ball, knuckleball time now. And I'm probably the most excited for this one because the makeup of the ball itself, being Adidas, is the most similar to the Jabulani with the thinness of that external padded layer. However, there is a lot of grooves because of those stars, so it's not that smooth. So we'll see how it flies in the air. Let's go. Ooh. Oh wow. I think that shot is as good of any to finish up on. Can't even speak, I'm that tired, but it's time. We'll do a little bit of a recap, my thoughts on each ball, and then we'll sign off the video. Time now to wrap up my thoughts on these 3 footballs. That ball over my shoulder, the Jabulani, has to be the most fun football to kick ever made. But these balls, I tell you what, are not bad either, and they're a lot more trustworthy, which is perfect for the professional matches they get used in. Now, we'll start with the Puma ball. This is the most traditional feel in football. It's got the least grip on the upper, as you've heard me talk about, but it's probably the ball I shot the most consistently with throughout the whole video. In comparison, this ball right here, the Nike Flight football, when this leaves your foot, it feels like an absolute dream. The padding and the ping you get with this football is amazing. It's a little bit harder to get to move in the air than the Puma ball. It's a bit more of a ping, and that comes down to those grooves and that AeroTrack technology. It is designed to do that pretty much, but this feels amazing off foot. And then the Champions League ball. Now, you might not have seen it, but for the knuckleball shooting with these 2 balls, I took 5-10 minutes of shooting. Champions League ball, it took me 20 minutes to get a couple of shots. And that comes down to getting used to this football. Because it is so thin in the upper, I mentioned it when I was shooting, you have to hit it perfectly. It's a bit more unforgiving than the other footballs with the extra padding. And that means though, when you do hit it, man, it flies like an absolute bullet. So I think if I had another couple of meters in this cage, I would have scored some massive bangers with this ball, but it took me the longest to get used to out of these 3 footballs. Final thought, what one's best? They're all good. It depends what you like, it depends what your preference is, what league you prefer, what you like aesthetically, but I'll tell you what, pick any one of these footballs to use on your everyday and you'll enjoy it. I can guarantee you that they will do the job. Of course, as always, make sure to pick it up from Ultra Football. Jump online now, and we can't wait for this COVID business to be gone and have you back in store. But for now, that's me signing off. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I can't even speak, I'm that tired. We'll see you in the next one.